dead. They come to cure congenitally ill people who have been ill for generations, in fact. And no earthly cure could cure them of their deadly diseases, that is spiritual diseases. So a man from God appears and he cures them. That is what he said was the nature of miracles of Jesus Christ, but also he went forward to interpret some of them differently. He said there are two miracles particularly which attract our attention because they could also be interpreted as prophecies. One of them is Jesus walking on the lake, and the other is he's making birds out of clay and making them fly as if they were birds. The first part, he said, would be fulfilled in the Christian world, being given the mastery over seas, and their spread in the world and their rise to power as a whole, as a Christian world, would be very deeply related, in fact inseparably related to their naval power. This prophecy of Hazrat Masih Maud Islam was made before there was any real demonstration of naval power. But things had started. But to prove that what he had interpreted was under divine guidance, not from his own personal thinking, he was also revealed something which was to prove, revealed by God I mean, which was to prove that his interpretation was divinely guided. He received an ilham, that is a revelation, kishtiyan chalti hain taho kushtiyan, that, and he saw many other such visions and received many similar revelations which spoke of a world war, which would spare no part of the world. And terrible things would happen, which had not been known by man previously. So this was said, we see ships everywhere on the surface of the sea, with the purpose of waging wars. So that meant that the war which was imminent, not in his lifetime, but which followed in 1914, was predicted in these words because the prophecy was made before 1905, and at that time, as yet, there were no signs of any global war, particularly one which would be fought mainly with a naval power. So that is one indication that what he interpreted was divinely guided interpretation, not based on his personal thinking. Secondly, it was revealed to him that during this war which was to come, we see fire, the word bombardment is not used, but the way in which he described his own words were very similar to air bombardment and fire being thrown from the heavens upon the warring factions. As yet, the airplanes were not invented either. As you know, for the first time in 1905, the Wright brothers invented the very preliminary thing which he called flying machine. They've called flying machine in America. But this prophecy is before that, when even the concept of aeroplanes was not born. So I'm relating these two things, and the second part of my answer also relates to the parable of birds. So it seemed that the Christian world in future, that is in relation to Jesus' time in future, would be first of all given superiority over the rest of the world with the help of naval power, which will later on followed by the aerial power. And these will be the two major means of supremacy of the Christian world. So miracle, what greater miracle could you expect? That those miracles of Jesus which had remained unsolved for around 1900 years, even the Christian world remained totally unaware of their potential prophetic power. And Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian interpreted them at a time when there were no outwardly signs supporting that interpretation, and yet we saw it to be fulfilled exactly as he had predicted. Thank you.